Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you're having a good start of the week. Don't forget guys, if you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. We are basically 9 subscriptions away from the magical number of 1,000. So hopefully we can get there this week. So I really hope that if you have the time, please drop indeed that like and subscribe. Kicks off the algorithm, helps out the channel grow. So thank you very much for your support. Now, without further ado, let's go straight to the main topic of the day. Inflation came out hotter than expected. I was actually expecting it to come, along the lines of in line. So basically that was a surprise for me. But although we shot higher than expected, it was not a major, it was not like 0.5% or 1% overbid. However, we are seeing some sell-off, which makes sense in the sense that we've had nothing but vertical moves pretty much. And it's healthy that we also pull back a little bit from time to time. Okay, so if you see something going on a straight line, up or down, is never healthy. So you need to see indeed some counter moves across the lines. By the way, if you guys are interested, we have strong support on 4,920 for the S&P and then really strong support at 4,800. Now, we have a way of testing these things. That's not necessarily bad. As I've mentioned, I do expect a lot of volatility for 2024, and we were due for a move down. You see, the issue that has been happening is we've been pricing for almost perfection. So what that means is that anything that goes, slightly against the expectations of the market tend to be sold down quite aggressively. Well, for the simple fact that if you're priced for perfection, anything that disrupts that perfection will have a big impact. Same thing sometimes when we are priced for destruction, right? When basically there's a lot of panic selling and things are just going down. Basically, only slight positive good news will have a major impact and an outsized impact versus if we would be, let's say, in normal circumstances. In any case, I don't see any reason to be particularly scared. Once again, as I've been covering in this channel, people tend to believe that interest rates affect tech stocks and growth stocks the most. I disagree. I think it affects the most the small, medium caps, because these companies are, these indices are filled, like the Russell 2000 is filled with zombie companies that basically need low interest rates to stay afloat, or at least to stay somewhat profitable and worthwhile. So these stocks tend to perform the best when interest rates are going down and bond prices are going up. But when the reverse happens, you also see the opposite. Now, what I believe may happen is, well, I think this takes out of the table the March rate cuts by the Fed, which I was already expecting. I was mentioning, I believe, May. That would be my expectation for the first cut. I'm not making a prediction out of it. So basically, if that happens in June or something, I don't think I'll be wrong. But if it happens in May, I also don't think I'll be right. It's basically a guess. So I'm not putting great conviction behind that call. In any case, I never thought it would be March. That is now off the table completely, in my opinion. But let's see for the next few months. Gold has dropped below $2,000. And of course, once again, inflation goes up and gold stocks are the ones that are destroyed the most. Despite the fact that GDX and GDXJ hit its all-time highs in 2012, so 12 years ago, we are down 85% from that time period, and we are still going down more than any other stocks in the market. So it's not going to be a very easy day for Peter Schiff. In case you forgot, he said that Bitcoin after the ETF was finished, after the spot ETFs was finished, well, just yesterday, we were above $50,000, which basically we took out the high from the ETFs coming out, because when the ETFs came out, we hit 49 49,000 something, and now we have crossed above 50,000. And now, this is my funny part, we are crashing to 48,300. 48,300, basically 2 days ago pricing. That's the crash, but it is what it is. Ethereum caught a nice bid. Something very important happened. You remember that I've been talking about since the Bitcoin ETFs came out, that the biggest winner from that would be Ethereum, because now Ethereum spot ETFs almost feels like a something that will happen. And there's this big fund, I forgot the name, I think it's Frankie Templeton, which basically manages $1.5 trillion, is basically filing for an Ethereum spot ETF. Now, you guys may recall this because I've been mentioning this quite a while ago, which was, okay, once the bull market in crypto starts to arrive, what can be the top signals, right? What can be, either in late 2024, early 2025, what can constitute as a clear top signal, just like the Coinbase IPO was, just like the November 2021, basically all the leverage buying of Bitcoin at the time. So what could it be, right? Or the NFTs being sold out for $1 million. So what can it be the next cycle top? I said a while ago, for those of you who've been following me for a while now, that if you get an Ethereum spot ETF in 2025, that is as clear as a top signal as I think you're going to get. Now, it's a top signal for Ethereum. Does that mean it's going to be a top signal for all the other altcoins? In my opinion, yes. But they don't happen same day. So what tends to happen is Bitcoin tops first, then Ethereum tops about 3 weeks to 4 weeks later, and altcoins top 1 to 2 weeks later, depending on there are so many altcoins. Look, in the past it was easier to know this cascade of events, but nowadays there are so many thousands of crypto. Sure, you'll be able to find one or two that actually defy this logic, but typically it goes like this. The reason is Ethereum is still the main pair of liquidity that is bonding all the majority of the altcoins. So if you will, Ethereum is free leverage on Bitcoin, altcoins is free leverage on Ethereum, and then within the altcoins there's big changes, so let's not go there. But in any case, of course the Ethereum spot ETF would constitute, in my opinion, a classic textbook top. Of course, people will fight me if we get to that at the time, because they will give me 150 reasons why this time is different, and this time it's going to be again by the rumor, by the news event, the first one in history. Seems that we're always looking for that first one in history. That seems to never happen. But in any case, I do believe that that would be a very, very good, very clear, very clean top signal. Now, when it comes to PULSECHAIN, PulseX, we still remain quite stable, still going up. I do think we're still on the path for an altcoin season in March. I hope it's going to be a good one. But once again, guys, we've been seeing so much green that people tend to forget that red candles sometimes happen, and they're actually, in general, healthy corrections or healthy pullbacks in the market. Now, if we start breaking certain levels, the first one being 4,920 on the S&P, and we start breaking 4,800 down the line, then it starts to become an issue, okay? But other than that, it's just a simple pullback. Of course, be mindful of something. The people who spread fear for a living, the people who think world will be Mad Max in 2 days all the time, the people which main investment is a bunker somewhere in the middle of the mountains because the world is ending tomorrow. Those people, now this is a field day for them, because after so much green, after predicting the top on a daily basis, after predicting sell-offs on a daily basis, finally one a bit bigger happens. So now we need to wait for them. We need to see them, this is it. The end is coming. Everything is finished. The world has ended. The type of things that unfortunately gathers the most attention on YouTube. Now, one thing that I would like to say is we are in an election year in the US. Now, 9 out of 10 election years tend to be green. Also, January was a green month. So take that with a grain of salt. But if you think, this year is just going to be very stable with no big swings up or down, think again. Election year, after a recovery year, it's going to be very, very difficult. And I do think we're still going to see a recession in 2024. I think we're already seeing it. Germany is already in recession. The Netherlands is in recession. France is coming into recession. China is, let's put it mildly, struggling by every metric in their book. But I mean, look, they cook the GDP numbers so much, it's going to be very difficult to tell. Japan is pretty much in a recession. So you already start to see this happening and developing across the world. In my opinion, it's a matter of time before you start seeing it in more countries in the West, and particularly the US. So I think we are basically due for a really bad jobs report. I think that is coming. Is it going to come in February? I don't know. Is it going to come in March? I don't know. But I do think that, one of these days you're going to see something deeply negative on that front. And as you know, bad news are good news, right? So you know how it works. Once again, don't forget, we should be moving you should be moving higher into the Bitcoin halving. Then it's a sell the news event, just like the ETFs were. I don't care what anybody says. Oh yeah, sure, it's gonna go up because this time, no. It's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. That's all it is. Unless once again you're hoping for a something never seen before, which is a buy the rumor, buy the news. Same thing will happen, I think, with the rate cuts. So everybody's pricing in the rate cuts. Everybody's excited about the rate cuts. I think when they actually happen, you're going to see some nice sell-offs in the market. So that's why I think it's going to be quite the volatile year. But with that, guys, it's important. Keep your head cool. Don't follow for the typical end of the world kind of narratives. With just having a minor sell-off. Just pay attention to certain levels, the ones that I've mentioned, and they will help you and they will guide you into, okay, is this such a simple pullback, or is it the end of the world like the Harry Dents and the Meet Kevins of this world predict? That's it, guys. With that, I'll leave you be. I hope to catch you in the next video. And don't forget, guys, drop that like and subscribe. Ciao.